Okay, on your paper here, I want you to write down everything I write down, okay? So the title of this is a scale model, sun, earth, moon. Okay, so what we're going to do here is actually make a scale model. This is probably the only time in your life you'll actually make a scale model, not just of the sizes, but the distances of the sun, the earth, and the moon. So first of all, we need some of the actual sizes of the things. And so earth, the size is on that 12,756 kilometers in diameter. Okay, 12,756. Write that down. Now, I considered trying to get you guys to do the math on this. I'm just going to say I'll walk you through the math, but I do want you to at least follow along what's going on with this. We're going to do a 1,000,000,000 scale. And in a 1,000,000,000 scale, the thing that's nice about metric, where you use meters and kilometers and stuff, is that it's really easy to convert just by moving decimal points. If we were trying to do this using miles and feet and inches, where you got 5,280 feet per mile and 12 inches to a foot, it's a nightmare. And then you have to use fractions of an inch. So we're just gonna use metric because it's way, way better. Okay, 12,756 kilometers. Now, to do a 1,000,000,000 scale, what you'd have to do is move the decimal place over 9 places. I could have you write it all out, but what I'm going to do is just tell you, turn kilometers into meters, that's 3 decimal points. Okay? A meter, then, is 1,000 millimeters. And so, anyway, here's what it comes to. It's going to be 12.75, let's just say 76 millimeters. Okay, so millimeters is 1,000th of a meter. A meter is 1,000th of a kilometer, and we got 1,000 of those. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 3 segments of 3. So there's your 9 decimal places. Now, how big is that in the scale? It's not particularly huge on this. What you need to do now is get your handy dandy metric ruler, which I really hope you have one for this one. I guess we could convert it to inches, sort of. But 12.76 millimeters is going to be, okay, you could just pick any place. Let's just say right over here. Oh, we got that smear on there. Okay, so it's from here. There's 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter, 12.76. Boom. I want you to use your ruler and make a line that is 12.76 millimeters apart and turn that into a circle. Okay. So in the scale, 1,000,000,000 scale, now what I'm going to have you do is I want you to do this 3D. So you need to get another piece of paper, tear a little piece off, and crinkle it up to where it's the same size as this 12.76 millimeter. So here's the Earth, boom, like that. If yours is too big, get a smaller piece of paper. If yours is too small, get a bigger piece of paper. But crinkle it up. I got lucky on the first shot here. Mine's about exactly the right size. So there's the size of Earth, okay? I often will capitalize Earth just because it's the most important thing in the world. Okay, so now the moon, you want that to be an accurate scale here. The moon is 3,474 kilometers. A kilometer is 1,000 meters, okay? And so it's like 6/10 of a mile is what it is. It's the same metric unit they use. If you're talking about miles in America, you're talking about kilometers in other places. Now, kilometers less than a mile, but that's if you go to Canada, for example, they talk about kilometers per hour. Okay, so what that ends up being then is 3.47, let's just say, millimeters for the moon. Okay, so now we got to make something that's 3.47. And again, yes, I want you to be doing this on your paper, where you get this thing there, 1, 2, 3, almost 4. Okay, if you're a little bit small, a little bit big, try to make it as accurate as you can. So that's the size of the moon in comparison to the Earth. There should be about 1, 2, 3, 4 moons across on that. So here's the Earth. Now you got to get a piece of paper. Make one that's about the size of the moon. Cut off a piece, crinkle it up, crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Roll it around in your hand until you get a piece of paper. I'm having a hard time turning it into a circle here, but it's coming off as a weird shape. Okay, so, no, that's too big. Thus, okay, so I'm going to need a smaller piece of paper. Let's just try this piece of paper here. That might be a little bit big, but it's about right. Okay, so here you got the Earth and the Moon in comparison to each other. Now, how far, if we were going to make this in the scale model, remember what we're trying to do is what if we had a scale model of 1,000,000,000 to 1? Here we got the Earth and the Moon that actually right scale to each other, but they're too close. So in 1,000,000,000 to 1 now, you can see our scale is smaller than what the model I have, the plastic one. How far apart would these be? Well, the distance, write that down, from the Earth to the Moon. Okay, how far apart are they in their orbit? Now, they aren't exactly always the same distance apart. It's an elliptical orbit, really, rather than a circular orbit. But on average, it's about 384,400 kilometers. So by this scale, it would be 384 millimeters. So we'll just call this 38.4 centimeters. Now, a centimeter is 10 millimeters, so that'd be 384 millimeters. So you can see it's about, well, more than, okay, so 384 centimeters, or 38.4 centimeters. Now, if you look at your ruler once again, it goes to 30. So it's more than, it's like about another 8 millimeters. 8 millimeters. Then a foot, right? It's that far. Okay, so that would be, like, here's the scale of this model here. And here's how far away they have the Moon and the Earth. Okay, we got a smaller scale with that where the Earth is this big and the Moon is this big. So how far away would they be from each other? Like, how far would this have to be on the scale, 1,000,000,000 to 1 that we're using? The answer is 38 centimeters. And so I'm going to get the thing set up with 38 centimeters. I guess probably would be best to have you be able to see it. So over here is, well, let's put the Earth at 38 right here, just because I'm holding it. There's at 38. And then the Moon over here. Yep. And then that is how far away the Earth and the Moon are compared to each other. Take a look, memorize it, get it in your head. Now, the tricky thing is, what about the Earth and the Sun? What if we had, okay, let's talk to this company here and say, all right, I want the scale model. We got our Earth and Moon. Now I need a scale model of the Sun.